I'm the Commissar. We're watching Forged Alliance Forever, and you might like to make a plan with your teammates before you go into battle. Or you might have one fixed idea, you know what you're going to do, and heaven help anyone who doesn't go along with it. Yes, my loyal viewers, we are back on Cetons. For better or for worse, there's no escaping it. Many of you will be familiar with this map, but I'll talk about it in a bit for those who aren't. In the meantime, we have the North team in the North and the South team in the South, as is tradition. Let's meet them. In the air position for North team, we have SiilentBug, who is 2021 rated and UEF. He's in Mucus Brown, and he's just said, I'm cum dropping. It's non-negotiable. Now, normally, his job would be to rush T3 air in this position, but sounds like we've got some different plans, and we'll talk about those in a minute too. In rock position for the Northern team, we have Mr. Blastman. He is 1483 rated, and Seraphim, he's in electric pink. In the forward position, we have CSGhostAnimation, whom I'm going to call Ghost this game. He is 1377 rated and Seraphim in white. And in the rock position, and not opening first air despite being called AirTwist, we have AirTwist. You often open the first air in the rock position on Cetons. We'll talk about that in a bit. AirTwist is 1495 rated and Cybran in dark purple. Now, in South team's air position, we have ChimkenPlunger, who is 1155 rated. He's Eon. He's in bright red, and this is quite an interesting choice because he got North team's highest rated player on air and South team's lowest rated player on air. Normally you would put higher rated players on air because it's a very important slot on Cetons, but they've got a different plan here. Let's see how it plays out. In the beach position, and already going for a little paddo there, we have KuhwaKlimakleber, whom we're going to call Klima. He is the game's highest rated player at 2124 rated. He's Eon, and he's in light green. In the forward position, and already very far forward indeed, as you would expect, we have DommyMommyDostya. Now there's some FAF Rule 34 bait if ever I heard it. Dostya is 1813 rated and Cybran in grey. And in their air position, and actually opening first air with the transport nearly finished, again we'll talk about that in a moment, this is NB3, who is 1293 rated and Seraphim in dark green. Now Cetons has a huge heap of reclaim in the middle, and the comms from the forward positions go straight there. These days the comms from the beach positions also join them as soon as possible. So this reclaim will give one team or other, whoever gets the more of it, quite the early game advantage, which is of course very important. Now, we also have these side islands, which are the domains of the rock player to try and drop, and MB3 has already sent one out there, which is quite nice. Then the air players at the back normally rush T3 air, though we saw SiilentBug saying that he had a rather different plan today, and the rock players just try and stop the beach players try and stop the rock players who have more eco than they do from overwhelming them, and we often get this sort of twists and turns because the rock player is expected to beat the beach player. So that's how things are going. And we'll focus on the com fight in a little bit, but first of all, I want to look at this. We have one cheeky Zooey, the Seraphim hovering mobile artillery, that has come down off the edge here, where you can get off the causeway, snuck round the outside, and driven straight back onto the land, where it's popped an engineer as soon as it arrives, and this could do a huge amount of damage. If we look at the order, it's actually going to kill this Hydro if it can, and that would be a huge pickup for Ghost, because, well, how much power has Dostya got right now? 440. That's like 25%, 20 to 25% of their eco, and they've also lost 2 engineers and a mech, so this single Zooey is huge, and this is the hero Zooey, and if North team win the game, Will it be because Bug does the comm drop he promised, or will it be because of this one Zooey? We're going to have to see. Is the Hydra going to go down before it's caught? I'm not seeing a response yet, but, you know, it might. Ha! Klima has spotted it, but the arty survives. How's the fight in the middle doing? Now, as usual, a lot of them are just focusing on the reclaim rather than trying to deal damage to the opposing comms. And at the moment, the North team are ahead in reclaim, so they're doing better at picking things up. Meanwhile, Dostya has brought in 6 labs on the transport, and labs can fire out of transport, so this is commonly called a ghetto gunship, because it's the cheap, easy version of a gunship you can build at T1. And it actually does quite a lot more DPS than a gunship, but it's also easier to kill. And this could be revenge for Chimken's loss. That was a mech that was upgrading. However, now we have T1 anti-air out, and I don't think this ghetto is going to survive long. However, it's definitely done its job. It's going to try and fly away. Is it going to make it out? It's trying to pick up another mech, but it's shot down. Lovely work, though. NB has dropped his island, and although a little slower, so has AirTwist. This one's Zooey, though. Oh, look at this. If it can pick up this is going to be huge, because to upgrade a mech to T2 is relatively expensive. It's several hundred mass, and this is nearly complete at 80%. If this one Zooey can get the kill, that will be absolutely huge, and it does. I noticed that the veterancy only counted the T1 mechs. That's actually killed a lot more than just 300 mass. It's killed hundreds. And even without the full claim for this kill, which was a huge waste for Chimken because it died just before completing, this Zooey is an absolute hero. But before we zoom out, I just saw Klima has brought in some labs, and they're going to pop it. Even so, this hero Zooey is MVP so far. We also have drops from Dostya we're going to watch in a second, but right now we have to look at this, because Blastman is up here and Ghost has been sandwiched between the DommyMommyDostya and Klima, and he's down into the red. He's running for the water, as one would in this circumstance. Is he going to make it out? He's still got 1200 hit points left, but the water is quite shallowly angled, and so he might not make it in there. And he does not. Boom! He is our first ejection at just 6 minutes 40. However, his sacrifice has brought the team 4,000 extra reclaim, so maybe that was worth it. We're going to have to find out. But now it's time for a rewind, because we saw Dostya preparing a drop. And while that's been happening, we have Twist dropping engineers on the T2 mechs belonging to Klima, but Klima's seen it. They're trying to put up a point defense. The reclaim on Klima's engineer gets off, but Klima's brought in a lab, and it's going to counter the drop. Nice work from Klima. And a bomber comes in to add insult to injury. Meanwhile, here comes Dostya's drop. 5 Medusa T1 RT dropped into the base of Ghost, which Bug is about to inherit, and there's a lot of mechs here to kill. This T2 mechs is basically just going to be flattened. Oh, they've missed one shot. Come on, one more shot kills this mech. Please do it. So, yes, there we go. There are now T1 tanks coming out, but these pieces of artillery have killed a T2 mechs, which is already paid for them. 2 T2 mechs and a T1 mechs. Can they make it 3? I do not know. Maybe they can, because Bug is microing elsewhere, and ooh, that one just stood in Artifire and died, and so he's sent his tanks over here, and the Arties have come over here. And if they can take out another T2 mechs, that would be an amazing pickup. Now they've noticed, in come the tanks. The Arties move along, but this mech is probably going to survive now, because the tanks will just catch the RT and run it down. Oh, but again they've stopped. If this one is just going to keep on popping away and Bug doesn't notice, that would be quite funny. Well, this mech is now down to like 500 hit points. And this one piece of arty might just kill it. 300. And the drops don't stop. Twist has dropped Klima's expansion with 6 artillery pieces. But he seems to have forgotten about them a little bit, and... Has Klima noticed? Yes, he has. He's quickly trying to rush out to lab, and he gets it out just in time. The mech goes down, and the next mech goes down. He'll be able to rebuild them if he can just kill these arty, and one lab might be able to do it, because labs are a great counter to arty. But how much will he lose in the process? This mech is already T2. Any more labs coming out? They're being denied by one of the arty pieces, but the reclaim from the engineers is picking them up. The shots from the labs are picking them up. He's going to save his T2 mechs. Did that drop pay for itself? I don't know. Nice try though. And Bug says Island Rock. He's getting T3 on his comm. He's got a T2 transport. That's his plan to drop it. And that could be quite funny. Now, Blastman is returning home, as is Klima, which is what usually happens once the mid reclaim has been cleared. Ha! It did kill that mechs, and it's moving on. So, 5 Zoes and a transport. That was the cost. And what did it get them? 3 T2 mechs and a T1 mechs. That is fantastic return on investment. And it might get more coming in here. But this is what we have to be following right now. Bug is in the transport and coming forward. He says he's going to drop rock. What's he going to be able to manage? Meanwhile, I'm just going to have a quick check on this lab, which is coming out. What's it going to be able to get? There's a mechs here, there's an air factory here. Both could be nice. He did at least manage to cancel the transport under construction at the air factory there. I don't think they've noticed that there's still this one cheeky, oh, now they've noticed. No response yet? And we also have a bit of a naval engagement here. There's bombers trying to slow down MB's naval production. There's a couple of, there's a frigate and a sub here, but there's more for... Ah, the NG got it, nice. There's more for NB overall. However, that might be about to change, because here comes SiilentBug. He's on a transport. All he needs to do, and he's got T3 bird power on his comm, so he can put up turrets incredibly fast. He lands. Comm drop, says NB. And look at this. Look how fast he can throw up T1 point defenses. And of course, NB wasn't expecting this. He hasn't got gun or anything. So a couple of point defenses will easily drive the comm away. And this is going to be absolutely brutal. His mechs are going down, his factories are going down, his power's going down. He has got T2 power back here, which is nice. He's building T2 point defense immediately to try and stop Bug advancing. But all his core mechs are going to be smashed in a matter of seconds, and immediately. There's now T2 point defense, there's radar, there's shield. This is a full-on fire base, and he's putting up T1 land production to spam into the base of NB3. It's amazing, it's fantastic. Look at that. This is going to absolutely cripple NB3, and what can he possibly do about it? While all that's been going on, here's another drop attempt from Dostya. 5 more Medusa trying to land and take out the expansion up here belonging to Blastman. But is it going... Ooh, it just makes it down. But the RT is badly damaged as the transport crashes on it, and Blastman's tanks clear up the rest. Nice try, but no successes there. Now, Bug is setting up camp rather than anything else, whereas we have Gun and Nano going down on MB to take it back. But we have tactical missiles planned by Bug, and we also have a Ravager, which has pretty fantastic range. Oh, missiles coming in to counter it. We have Dostya bringing in MMLs to counter Bug, which is a nice choice. Right, what is Bug going to be able to do? Well, I think he's going to force a cancel on NB, because that Ravager is within range of... Bug's comm, and he does have to cancel it to fall back out of range. That is nice, though now Bug has to focus on TMDs because of the MMLs. However, we have something else to watch now, so it's time to go into play-by-play. Bug is not the only member of North Team with the urge to drop. Here, we have AirTwist on a transport. He's got gun and stealth on his comm, and he is flying in, heading for Klima's expansion. Now, there are a couple of point defenses queued up, but that's not going to stop a gun comm. Down he comes. And immediately he opens fire on the units building the point defense. Point defense does go up, and immediately more are killed, and there is a factory here. But this will only slow down a gun comm. This is not going to be enough to stop him. And they didn't get to finish the wall, so he's easily able to take out the point defenses. The factory would be a nice pickup, but he's not going for that right now. However, killing Klima's T2 mexes is going to be very nice, and that's exactly what he's aiming for. The number of MMLs from Dostya, which we now have pestering Bug's beachhead, is growing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 already on the screen, and then more to come when they break through the shield. Bug is throwing up the tactical missile defense as fast as he can, but I think he's going to have to find another solution to this. And it looks like his solution might be spam, but Chimken sends in a scratch. Chimken, of course, has not been focusing on drops. He's been sensibly focusing on TTR, and that strat could make a huge difference. He's covering it with ASF support, but Bug has also not neglected all his air duties, and he brings in ASF of his own. However, the strat is definitely doing damage to him. He'll need to get another shield up if he wants to survive. And get another shield up he tries. Dostya sends Corsair, so the strat... Was the strat shot down? I think the strat was just shot down by the ASF. And he's got the shield up again. He can get under it, he can put... he's putting up more shields. He's going to escape that. And now Chimken will have to come up with another way of dealing with the enemy air player who's on his rock position. Meanwhile, Twist has brought torpedo bombers to the naval fight, and despite all the torpedo defense from Klima, I think that the torpedo bombers will swing it in Twist's favor. He is going to be able to knock Klima out of the water, and that is going to hurt. Klima is bringing a T2 engineer out here, and he's putting up T2 point defense on the shore. That wouldn't stop T2 Navy, but it will definitely be able to stop T1 Navy. However, I don't know if it's going to be able to stop the T1 Navy in time to save any of Klima's production, and he'll also probably need some flak in there if he wants to go back in the water. However, putting these on the shore is quite nice because the torpedo bombers can't shoot them. And I hope he puts up some flak soon. However, there's always more units of the naval variety coming in from AirTwist. And there's only one more factory left for Klima in the water. He's got a couple of boats up here, but that's all that he's got left. And there are now, however, 2 T2 point defenses out. I don't think Twist will be able to push it, but Klima is out of the water. Ooh, that has got to hurt. So, those RT pieces, T1 spam, being swarmed out from this vast amount of production that Bug's got going, they'll probably be more than a match for the MMLs, which are completely unsupported, that Dust is sending in. Dust is also trying to help out with Corsairs, and that does take down the shield for Bug. He's really got to get some anti-air up in here, I think. However, the MMLs are going down, and I do not know whether they have enough to stop Bug's beachhead. Bug is moving around, he's keeping on building. He still hasn't got any flak turrets in here, which I feel is a mistake, but he's 2000 rated, so what do I know? Meanwhile, we saw him taking out the expansion. Now Twist's comm is just walking into Klima's main base. He does have to worry about those point defenses we saw going up earlier, but there's a lot of mexes he can kill here as well, and Klima's eco is going to be hurt by this, especially as Klima's comm, we can see on the mini-map, is still much further forward. in the base of Dostya. And ouch. So we have the spam from Bug coming in. NB3 has brought his comm in and he's now got gun and nano. He can easily smash this amount of T1, but the problem for him is that this T1 is actually faster than his comm, and so Chimken's eco down here might actually be under threat. Right, there's a T2 mechs here, which these tanks could kill on their way past, but they do have to stay as fast as they can out of range of MB3's comm, so Chimken's eco might survive here. MB3 is chasing it down, but these tanks are going to go on, and there's more exposed eco here. Will Chimken be able to stop it? He has got a land factory here, but I don't know how easy that's going to be for him. Meanwhile, Twist is in Klima's base still, taking out his core mexes, but he does have to worry about these T2 point defenses which have just opened fire on him, so he's falling back to hit the production instead. As if that weren't bad enough for Chimken, he's got this bunch of units from Bug also coming round the top of the pond and attacking more of his eco. It's got to hurt. Is he going to lose this mix? Yes, he is. Nothing going to stop that. Hop. Bug has dropped. Twitch has dropped. Dostya has decided that South team can't have North team can't have all the fun. South team's got to get in on it. So here comes Dostya, and they're going to drop straight into Bug's main airbase, right on top of it with a T3 comm. This is amazing, and this is exactly what Bug did to MB3. Well, now Dostya is doing it to Bug. So Twist is still stomping through Klima's base, but Klima is bringing in units now. These are only Auroras, but here's some Blazes. And Blazes can pump out a lot of firepower, lots of Blazes down here now too. So as long as he keeps them separated and moving around Twist's comm, he can't overcharge them all at once. And Twist might have to flee? I don't know. Once you drop, you can't stop. Bug has picked himself up again and is coming in on the T2 transport to join his advancing spam forces down here. Where's he going to land? It looks like this is the plan. This expansion of Chimken's, which is doing pretty well in terms of having T3 mixes in it, that's under threat as Bug drops right into it. Dostya, like Bug, starting by putting up PDs, but these are in range of T3 P-gens, and that might cause Bug some problems. Back to Twist. Now, more and more Blazes are coming in to surround Twist, and he is taking quite a bit of damage, but he does have 5 vets and stealth, which gives him a decent amount of regen. And he's also covering his retreat towards the sea with Corsairs. I think that's probably going to be enough to save him, but it's going to be... Actually, I would say it's going to be close, but he's also going to get within range of these frigates, of which he's just brought enough. Is it going to be close? 3,000 hit points left. 2,000. Is he going to survive? We'll find out in a moment. Back to Bug, who has just landed in Chimken's expansion and is putting up PD. Chimken did have a bit of PD of his own, but he's got no bird power left here, and that is not going to help him much, as Bug's T3 build power from his comm, he's putting up shields. His PD and his remaining spam are tearing apart this expansion. Chimken is going to be losing so much. I would not want to be in Chimken's shoes. Look at this. Bug is absolutely just setting up camp in what would be the Air Player's main expansion right here. This is fantastic. Power generators going up, and we'll see why in a moment. But the mechs are down. This one was at T3 and Chimken loses the T3 mechs. He's about to lose another. It's got to hurt. Back to Dostya as their T1 point defenses cause a chain reaction. Kaboom! That's gonna be a big one. And does Bug actually have any power left? Well, he does for the moment, but when this one goes up, he is absolutely not going to. pop. Look at that. Bug is about to be a bit short on power, and that is not going to be something he is very happy about. Because he's got a big bunch of shields to run down at the other side of the map. And Dostya is not stopping. Down goes the HQ for Bug. Now there's no T3 air production for North Team's air player. And Dostya is setting up their own production with SAMs and shields in Bug's main base. Brilliant. Back to Twist. 800 hit points left. But he's under the water, and suddenly the Blazers are faced by a wave of frigates and are under attack from these coursers from the air. Twist has somehow made it out. That is a close shave and a half. Now the Corsairs and T1 bombers are just going to town on... although Bug has sent a bit of spam to help Twist out as well. Klima looks like he's in a bit of trouble here, I cannot deny. And is Twist coming out of the water again on just 2,600 health? Yes, he is. Fantastic. Back to Bug, who is continuing to make a firebase here, but he's got a problem. We just saw Dostya blowing up all of Bug's power, and now he hasn't got the power to keep this shield running. And although he's still got a lot of spam trickling in from his beachhead, he's got to be worried, and NB's up there causing him problems as well. So has Bug perhaps overextended just a little bit? I mean, how can he support himself down here? Back to Dostya. We can see that more production is queued, but more amusingly, we can see that a Monkey Lord is queued. If Dostya can actually get up a Monkey Lord in the base of the opposing air player, that would be hilarious. Bug does actually still have some production here. But that's not going to last, as Dostya gets up T2 PDs, and they're already getting engineers out in order to reclaim all of this, which is quite a lot. There is about 10,000 reclaim in this batch. That would definitely pay off if Dostya gets all of it. And here we are, back in Klima's base. Twist, despite being in the red, is out of the water. Bug's spam is coming in to support. Twist has air units smashing down on the base of Klima. Is he long for this world? I really cannot say. Klima's power generator about to go down. What can Klima do? Up at Bug's beachhead, he doesn't have the power to produce spam anymore, he doesn't have the power to keep all his shields running, and NB3 is countering with T2 static RT. I think he might need a point defense here or two if that ever does start up again, but at the moment, Bug is just desperately trying to get power up to run all his shields. And I don't know if that will actually be enough to stop this artillery bombardment, while NB3 himself is still wandering around here dealing with the spam. Has Bug overextended? We mustn't forget that Klima is not out of it entirely yet. He's still got to come around too. Dostya's drop carries on, and we now have T3 land production going up here. At the moment, it's T3 engineers queued up. Oh, and a TML as well. Dostya got to make up their mind. But there's a lot of firepower here, and there's not really anything coming to stop it from North Team, so we'll check back on that later. But all eyes have to be on Bug right now. Blazes from Klima, Obsidians of all things from Chimken, and Bug is under threat. I don't think he's going to survive. There's also loyalists coming in from Dostya, and boom! SiilentBug, the highest rated player on North Team, their air player, is ejected while standing in the middle of the other air player's expansion. Oh, that's great, and I love it. But we cannot forget that Twist is still actually rampaging through Klima's base. And the HQ is up here. If Twist can take that out, that would be nice. And Twist is now bringing in T2 Navy to support. A couple of sailors that could bombard from the edge and then walk out on land would help him a lot, but he was in the red before, and he's actually walked into T2 point defense and T1 point defense. This is not good for Twist. I don't think he's going to be able to make it out of this one. 1,000 hit points left, and there's T2 point defenses. No, he is not. Boom. AirTwist ejected almost just less than a minute, I think, after SiilentBug. Both the drop players have gone out, and suddenly we're left with the northern team being just Mr. Blastman, all on his own. He has the Eco Legion. Looking at this, he has the map control, apart from, you know, this. But can he handle it all against 4 players on the other team? I do not know. And of course, this drop needs dealing with. We noted earlier that Dostya had killed a monkey. Well, here it is, almost half built. And when that's finished, it could get an awful lot of work done. This TML is also firing. It's taken out something. And what's it taking out now? Is it just popping mexes? Yes, it is. That could take out a lot of Mr. Blastman's eco. Now, back down here, the RT battery for NB3 is building up, but Blastman can afford to reactivate all this spam, but it is all T1. However, this comm is gun and T2. Oh, I thought it was nano. It's gun and T2. Has he switched it? And the artillery is still pounding down here, breaking through the shields. Down goes the other shield. There's now no shielding on this beachhead. This is a lot of T1 though. Will it be able to get anything done against gun and T2? I genuinely don't know. Down here, there are cruisers which will cover from air attack, but there were no Sailents, and I think Sailents really need to bombard Klima's base here. The T1 production continues up the beachhead, and it's really messing up. Like, redirect the RT and put a couple of shells in here, and that will waste a lot of mass. And we do have Chimken's Obsidians coming in, but the Ravagers are still up in the beachhead, and so that will probably deal with it. There are also straps coming out again from Chimken. And does Mr. Blastman actually have T3 air anymore? I do not believe he does. He's not even queuing it here. He's just producing Corsairs like nobody's business. So what is the plan for Mr. Blastman? He's got the, and now ecos have drawn even, so it's just 1v4. How's he going to manage? Dostya finishes the monkey. Where's that going to go? And how can Blastman stop it? I mean, he can just stay in the water to avoid it, but it can wreck his eco. I'm guessing that, and the strats coming in from Chimken to add insult to injury, but we've got to watch down here as the T1 swarms forward. The T1 from all this beachhead is swarming around MB, and sure, he's got gun. Sure, he's got T2, he's got T2 point defense, but there is an awful lot of T1, and NB just explodes, suiciding to kill all that spam. Or some of that spam, and like, you can understand why. Look how little he had left actually to work with. He could not really contribute economically to the game anymore. What a dumb game contains NB. Dumb it may be, but I'm loving it. That tactical missile is still getting work done, and Dostya is coming out to expand to these mechs here with their own engineers. But the monkey, I feel, is where the focus has to be now. It's heading for Blastman's main and original base over here. Blastman tries to Corsair Dostya, but Dostya just dodges, and there's a salmon here. I don't know if those Corsairs are getting another pass. Chimken brings in his ASFs, and down go the Corsairs. No such luck for Mr. Blastman there, and the monkey is coming towards his base. He's using eco here and here. He's about to lose his main base to a monkey lord. Down here, blazes are pushing his navy back, because we haven't really got any more T2 out here. Oops, I accidentally drew a little squiggle there, and he is still spamming here, but will it be able to achieve anything before this monkey wrecks everything? So here comes the Dostya's monkey. It's going straight into Blastman's base. There's a cruiser firing. Blastman only has gun, and he's walking forward. Is he hoping to overcharge the monkey? He only has 24,000 energy in storage, which won't be enough. This could be resignation from Mr. Blastran. He's going to try and hit the monkey. He's shooting it. But the monkey opens fire on Mr. Blastran, and its laser tears him apart. And South Team wins this utterly mad game. So I think MVP that game has to go to Dostya, because Bug dropped, had a lot of success with it, and died. Twist dropped, had a reasonable amount of success with it, and died. But Dostya tore apart Bug's airbase, survived, built a monkey there, and won the game. And it was fantastic work. I love to see a bit of cum dropping, so seeing 3 cum drops plus several other litter drops surrounding it makes my day. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm the Commissar. I will see you next time.